Could Area 51 be more than a dot on a map? For over 70 years, this lonely Nevada outpost has sparked endless curiosity. Some wonder if it's a window into the unknown, maybe even a place tied to life beyond our planet. Picture this: pilots gazing out cockpit windows, spotting strange lights that flicker and vanish in the night sky. You've probably caught the rumors floating around, the kind that make you pause and think. Tonight, we're stepping into that haze of mystery, not to prove anything, but to explore the wild ideas swirling around Area 51. From tales of unexplained craft to whispers of hidden depths, we'll wander through theories that might just shift how you see the world. Stick with us. This ride could leave you with more questions than answers, and isn't that the fun of it? Let's set the scene. A vast, sun-bleached stretch of Nevada desert, so quiet you'd swear even the wind forgets it. Back in 1955, the US government picks this nowhere spot and dubs it Area 51. On paper, it's a testing ground for Cold War gadgets. Think U-2 spy planes, sleek machines designed to peek over Soviet walls. That's the official tale, the one etched in history books. But here's where the mind starts to wander. Why does this patch of sand, long after the Cold War's curtain fell, still feel like a fortress frozen in time? Electric fences hum, guards pace, and signs warn of dire consequences for the curious. What is it about this place that keeps it so tightly wrapped? Even now, the story takes a sharp turn in 1989 when Bob Lazar steps into the spotlight. He spins a yarn about working near Area 51, at a spot he calls S4. His claim? He saw technology that didn't fit any blueprint he knew. Craft with smooth, otherworldly designs, engines that seemed to toy with gravity itself. Lazar says he ran his hands over them, marveling at materials that felt alien to everything he'd studied. Officials waved him off as a dreamer, his credentials a mirage. But then, years later, declassified papers nod quietly. Area 51 is real, not just a myth. It makes you wonder, what else might linger in those shadows? Could Lazar's tale hold a sliver of something worth pondering? Locals weave their own threads into this tapestry. Ranchers near the base murmur about cattle turning up dead, not torn apart by predators, but sliced with a precision that feels unnatural. No blood pools, organs vanish, and the explanation drifts to coyotes. Yet you can't help but tilt your head. Coyotes with scalpels? The CIA stayed mum until 2013, when grainy files peeked out, admitting Area 51's existence. They paint it as a Cold War relic, a dusty memory of spy games. But the patrols keep circling, the budget keeps flowing. If it's just history, why does it pulse with life? Zoom out a bit. Area 51 hugs Groom Lake, a dry basin that native tribes once sidestepped, calling it a place of unease. Some theorists lean into that, suggesting it's no accident the spot was chosen. Was it the solitude, perfect for secrets? Or does the land itself whisper something older, something that caught someone's eye? The no-fly zone stretches wide. Military pilots steer clear, and the air feels thick with silence. Why does a test site cast such a long shadow, decades past its prime? It's a puzzle that doesn't demand answers, just invites you to sit with it, as the desert hums its quiet tune. Now lift your eyes to the sky above Area 51. It's where the whispers turn to shouts. Pilots, the kind who know their trade, have logged tales of lights dancing across the Nevada night. In 1986, a seasoned airline captain peers out at 30,000 feet and spots a glowing orb shadowing his plane. It paces him, steady as a heartbeat, then blinks out. No trace, no radar ping. The FAA shrugs, probably a weather balloon. But balloons don't dart like that, do they? It's the kind of moment that sticks, a splinter of doubt in the everyday. Down below, folks living near those fenced-off edges have their own name for it. The Area 51 Light Show. Truckers rolling along the extraterrestrial highway. A real road, mind you. Swap stories of amber triangles hovering low, silent as ghosts, before shooting straight up into the stars. One driver, Roy, a weathered mechanic with a camcorder, caught it back in '94. The footage wobbles, but his voice cuts through. That ain't no plane. He showed it off at a UFO gathering only for the tape to slip away. Lost, misplaced, who knows? It's the kind of oddity that makes you squint and wonder. The government's dropped hints over the years. Declassified Pentagon notes, trickling out slow as molasses, mention unidentified aerial phenomena near military zones. In 2017, leaked Navy footage shows pilots tailing a tic-tac-shaped object, zipping in ways their jets can't match. Area 51 doesn't get a name drop, but it's hard not to draw lines on the map. They say it's cutting-edge tech. Prototypes will gawk at decades from now. Fair enough, but witnesses clock speeds and maneuvers that push the edges of what metal can take. Jet fuel, sure, or something else humming under the hood. Rewind to 2019, when Storm Area 51 lit up the internet. 2 million RSVP'd to see them aliens. Mostly a laugh, but a few hundred rolled up anyway. The military didn't flinch. Humvees rolled out, choppers buzzed overhead. All for a meme? Maybe they were shielding a new stealth toy. Or maybe those lights streaking the sky hint at questions without easy answers. Are we watching human genius unfold? Or peering at something that doesn't play by our rules? The night sky's a blank slate. Fill it with whatever theory fits. Let's dip below the sand now. What if Area 51's real riddle isn't on the surface? Some dreamers spin a tale of tunnels winding deep, not carved by drills but found, waiting. They muse, could this be a doorway not to another state but another reality? It's a leap, the kind that thrives in late-night chats, picturing Area 51 as a cosmic checkpoint where strange things pass through. Far-fetched? Sure. But the desert's good at keeping its lips shut, and odd clues keep the idea alive. In the 90s, geologists caught faint tremors near Groom Lake. Short, sharp pulses, not your usual quakes. Official word pegged it as mining tests, but no trucks hauled or away. It's a head-scratcher. Mining what exactly? Then there's a quieter voice, a supposed ex-worker who claimed he saw chambers underground. Walls aglow with a light that didn't feel right, air buzzing like a live wire. His story ends fast. Car wreck, they say, and he's a ghost. It's the kind of yarn that doesn't prove much, but lingers all the same. Some take it further, tossing in reptilian twists beings from elsewhere, maybe even tied to the land's deep past. It's pure imagination. No evidence to pin it down, just a shiver of what if. Look at the setup, though. Patrols circling, sensors humming, hangar doors carved into cliffs. Big enough for something massive. If it's just mothballed planes, why the heavy lock? Theorists love that gap. It's a canvas for wild strokes. Picture a portal, humming low, spitting out lights that streak the sky, or ushering in shapes we wouldn't recognize. Maybe that's why the airspace is a dead zone. Fly too close and you're out of luck. Does it hold water? Probably not. It's a stretch born from curiosity, not blueprints. But the thought of something hidden, something ancient or beyond us, keeps the desert's pulse alive. What could lie beneath that sand, locked away in silence? It's a question that doesn't need solving, just dreaming. Area 51's story wouldn't be complete without the paper trail or lack of it. The CIA's let out scraps. Since 2013, files on Area 51 that read like a half-told tale. Pages upon pages, most blacked out, leaving crumbs about test flights and old projects. It's dry stuff, but the redactions tease the mind. Why blot out so much for a faded airstrip? Cross the line today and guards snap to attention. In 2019, a guy named Gary buzzed a drone too close. Gear seized, he says he felt eyes on him for weeks. A lot of fuss for a quiet corner. Isn't it? Voices pop up, then fade. A man named Dan Burish once talked of weird science at the base, experiments too strange to pin down. He vanishes. Official line says he's a fiction, his home emptied overnight. It echoes Roswell, where a disc became a balloon in hours. Area 51's got that same vibe. Stories shift, details blur. The 2021 Pentagon report nods to UFOs, hundreds tracked, no explanations offered. Area 51 stays off the page, but it's a dot too big to ignore. Billions slip into black projects yearly. No receipts, no fuss. What's cooking in those budgets? Some whisper bigger ideas, elites tied to something unearthly, steering from the sidelines. It's a stretch, a sci-fi flicker with no anchor, but the secrecy feeds it. If it's just jets gathering dust, why scramble to shoo away a Cessna? Why the lethal warnings? The place doesn't scream answers, it murmurs possibilities. Those files, those patrols, those locked gates, they're a puzzle box daring you to guess what's inside. Maybe it's mundane. Maybe it's a spark of something wilder. The sand holds it close, and we're left to wonder. So, where does Area 51 leave us? A Cold War ghost town, or a stage for bigger questions? We've traced the edges, Lazar's tech dreams, lights that defy logic, tunnels of theory, and a silence that hums. It's a stack of what-ifs, not facts, each piece a nudge to your imagination. Is it a testing ground for tomorrow's wings, or an echo of something cosmic brushing by? That's your call. There's no map here, just a trail of dots to connect. The desert's still got tales to tell, and we're not done listening. If this sparked a flicker in you, hit subscribe. More mysteries are on the way. Share this with someone who loves a good what if, and drop your thoughts below. What do you see in Area 51's shadow? The unknown's out there, waiting for your take.